So here I'm gonna demonstrate to you how to work out one comprehensive example question on elasticity. So here let's quickly go through this question. Then I'm gonna turn to my document camera. So P equals to 50 minus 2Q. Okay, and let's find the elasticity when P equal to 10, and then we interpret it. Thirdly, what should the firm do to increase revenue? And lastly, what happens when price fall by 15%? So let's get to this. All right. So here, first, P equals to 10. And you need to figure out what Q is, right? Because here the elasticity, it's obvious we should use the slope version, okay? So in this case, dP over dQ equals to -2. Because it's always dy over dx, and here P is in the place of y, Q is in the place of x. Then here, in order to calculate for elasticity, we need to find the dQ over dP, which is the flip, the inverse of -2, which is -half. Okay, then we know P. The last thing is we should know Q. Okay, so just take P into this equation to solve for Q. So 10 equals to 15 minus 2Q. Minus 2Q, move to the left-hand side, is positive Q, equals to 50 minus 10, which is 40. So Q equals to 20. Then we just plug everything into the equation. Elasticity equals to -half, which is the first term, multiplied by P over Q. P is 10, Q is 20. Okay, so those zeros cancel, and the result is -1/4, which is -0.25. So that's one. And then interpret elasticity at P equals to 10. So here, for interpretation, we're going to go into the original, the very beginning, which is the percentage change concept. So when P increase by 1%, Q should decrease by -0.25%. And it is obviously that the consumer are not responsive, not very responsive to price change. Namely, the consumer demonstrates inelasticity in them. Okay. So that's question 2. And in question 3, what should this firm do to increase revenue? So revenue is the product of price by quantity. Okay. So here in 2, we've already found P increase a lot, Q would only respond a little by decrease, right? So here, you raise price, the consequence is quantity will only drop very little. Then, in order to increase your revenue, you should increase the price. Because the consequence of price increase is not that much, right? So the reduction in revenue coming from the reduced quantity as a consequence of increased price will be dominated by the revenue increase coming from the increase in price itself. Number 4, what happens when price fall by 15%? So here it is a percentage change in price by 15%. And you already know E equals to percentage change in Q over percentage change in P, and here we've figured out E, and we were told percentage change in P, then the last thing that we didn't know is percentage change in Q, which is E by percentage change in P. That is minus 0.25 multiplied by minus 15%, which is 15/4%. That is 3.75%. So quantity will increase by 3.75%. And as a rule of thumb, we need to check the sign. So price reduce, and here we are looking at a demand, and it fits with common sense as well as law of demand. When price decrease, quantity should increase. So the sign at least is correct. So this is the demonstration of a comprehensive practice question in elasticity.